person who's going to be like, hey, let me call this out. Either blind racism in terms overt racism in terms of ways that we can be better, in terms of ways that we can actually be more uplifting to the community that you may not even realize that you're serving.
Before I let you go, talk to me about the urgency, in your opinion, for people to vote, our people to get out and vote this coming election.
Yeah, I mean, guys, 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 if you think you're tired now, I'm telling you right now, we cannot take this sitting down. We can't take this jokingly. I understand that it may be hard to figure out who to vote for, but at the end of the day, we got to vote for our families. We got to vote for our legacies. We got to vote for continued progress. We have to vote for upward mobility. We have to vote for equality in a way that is
And
long
coronavirus.
lasting. And if we succeeded before, we can do it again. We talk about the whole. This is the time. This is not the time to give up.
What game
This is
should I
not the time to
play?
pretend away that we haven't made progress. We have. There's still much more to be done. And you know what? We might have to get to a point where we pass the baton to our children and our children's children, but we still have work to do now for that generation.
Jackson.
HBO's Insecure. You are an amazing podcast. Shout out to Lovey. And then movies, the world. You're
Hello.
a cover model. Also, wait, don't let me forget your hugely successful
As a soldier.
stand-up
It started. It already
special
started.
on
You're
HBO.
missing
Girl,
it.
you're doing it all, and I am
Huh?
so grateful.
You're missing
truly
it.
the dream, not just the American dream. You're the black girl, brown girl. You all
I'm missing what?
immigrant dream.
I knew you was going to say that. You're missing that live event.
Yvonne Orgy, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm missing the what?
Best and excellence personified. Thank you so much.
I love you so much.
Oh shoot, 6. It's one
Black
more hour
Lives
until it
Matter.
starts.
It says Black Lives Matter.
It starts
So
at
Atlanta has been one
7.
of the hotbeds in terms of political unrest and social injustice. We've seen so much happen in that city, and we've also seen so much come from that city, including one of our very own founding fathers of the civil rights movement, and that's Martin Luther King Jr. But right now, we want to welcome in someone who has used his platform to talk about voting, to talk about racial injustice, and how he's trying to help. Atlanta's very own Russ joins us now on We the People. Russ, I'm not going to fan out and tell you what some of my favorite songs were that I repeat on your
thing?
get to the topic at hand. So we got to talk about recently you did an interview where you shared your outlook on culture and music, and you also were very candid about the fact that you have a privilege and that it's necessary for you to give back. Tell everybody about what that means.
It's very obvious, I'm white.
Well, no.
Black culture, and I'm benefiting financially off of it. So I feel like if you're a white person financially benefiting off of black culture, you have
messing with my controller.
Black culture. Just that simple. The screenshots.
No.
Feelings. It just comes.
That might want
You
to
guys
back
are
one day.
missing the event.
It comes off very dismissive.
I'm
watching it live
that sucks for
Fortnite.
y'all. But anyway, back to what I was doing.
Have you felt that way always, or is it now because of the time where we are in this country?
What time is it for you,
I've always
Mariam?
had the feeling. I think now
It's 7:26.
obviously elevated.
For real? It's 6:26.
You know, it's to the point now where you can't. First of all, you can't not say anything. Second of all, though, I just think
I'm about to drive.
you know if you have the ability.
I'm about to drive. Fortnite. Never mind. Yes.
What? Don't not take the R1 off.
Sweet, now give me that red controller.
Well, first of all, picking and choosing whether you want to be silent or not.
What are you gonna?
That's the.
Oh my god.
Fine, then I'm change to Aquaman then. So yeah, how it feels to them.
Because the way I think of activism, for me, it looks very differently. It's not necessarily just protesting on the front lines. I think that's great. But what about being an activist in the way in which you have decided to be one? What inspired you? What did it look like? You said you raised money for Black Lives Matter. What did you do? Walk us through everything that you did and how you find yourself in this moment right now.
So for me, it was 3 years ago. I had like a string of festivals, and I decided that I was gonna wear T-shirts with a message on it. What better time to use a platform?
They keep itching in my spirit. I'm diabolical. You feel me?
So one of the T-shirts I wore was, "If you want to change the system, speak up. White silence is."
I'm coming home.
And it didn't really it kind of got swept under the rug back then. But when all this stuff started happening again, and it's been happening, the police brutality against innocent Black people, I was like, man, I'm not the biggest artist in the world, and I certainly don't have the most white fans in the world, but I got a good amount of people that I can definitely mobilize and turn into some money, and I know they're down for the cause because merch is a good thing, and I've always been outspoken anyway, and so how am I going to be in Black culture and not be outspoken about racism?
And then I got to ask you this, because you grew up in Atlanta, so that gives you a heads up, depending for so many people, because you're in the crux of that beautiful Black city where there were so many wonderful Black leaders, home of so much great music and things that speak to our culture right now. And we are really, really getting our word out.
Did you take off the R1 on my controller?
Yeah, so full transparency, I had never voted before.
Oh.
Ever.
So you took off.
And because I was one of those people who was like, my vote doesn't matter, and I don't know.
Wait, you took off the R1 on the blue one?
Thought that, or I don't know, but I just think that it's got to, now this is a bit of a privilege to say it's got to a breaking point for me, because obviously it's been past the breaking point for Black people, but I think that as a whole, the young people need to get out and vote, because we're the ones that never show up. You know what I mean? We never show up to vote. But
Silver and Black.
We're the future, so it's like, look, we gotta go out there and vote, and then whatever happens, but at least we did our part. You gotta do.
I literally kicked these people. I literally.
There's a beautiful irony in the fact that you have your fans saying, because of you,
I literally kicked this person out.
Beautiful about that.
Two people. There was first. It was too dark. The purple things. Skins.
Honestly, because I think that George Floyd woke up a lot of people who, including myself, who I was vocal and outspoken about racism. I put it in my lyrics. I put it on T-shirts. I would talk about it in interviews. I was vocal about it. But that video in that moment, I think me, along with a lot of other people, just kind of.
Then why did you want the blue one?
Words are simply not enough anymore. We gotta do something, whether it's raising money, it's voting, or all the above. We gotta do something, and I'm ashamed that it took that for me to be like, I need to raise money and I need to vote. It's a shame, and I don't know. I guess it snapped a bunch of people out of it. And even if you were vocal and whatnot, it's.
Then why'd you want it? You said you liked it.
It's time to go vote. It's time to just stop talking about it and be about it. And it's been time for that, but like I said, I'm ashamed that it took me this long to actually really, really be about it. But
So Russ, we all know that this is going to be your
we might not, because we might not.
Experience is going to be like for you
because Nathan felt sick.
I think what it's going to do for me. It's going to let me know that
That
contributing to
coronavirus
something
sick.
bigger than myself, and I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm being about it because for so long, and I know I'm not alone with this, but
She got the corona.
standing on the outside and just screaming about this and that and this should change, and it's like, all right, but did you vote? You know. And so I'm, I know it's gonna feel good to know that I
Why
played
isn't
a
anyone at the
small
big
role,
screen?
and that's the problem. I think the mentality of like my vote doesn't matter needs to be changed to my vote, albeit small, does matter. It's a role I'm playing, and if I play my part, you play your part, and the nation plays their part, then we make a difference. But it'll feel. I have a feeling it's gonna feel very, very bigger than me. And I think when you realize that,
Yes, I see it.
thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, it's the end of it. I think
Jason Hayward.
it's the end.
Now in this country,
I
we're talking about
of him,
18 and
but it's not the end of the
Is this
show
you
yet.
right here?
police
Am I
brutality.
behind
What we can do
you?
in this country.
Turn, look
Again,
behind you.
Continuing our conversation, letting you know that your voice is
Look behind you.
your vote is your voice. We can change where we are in this country currently.
Maurreon.
And Chicago Cubs right fielder
Huh?
Jason Hayward. I appreciate
Look behind you.
Atlanta and Chicago because I know you do it.
Oh wait, huh?
Atlanta more
What do you
specifically.
mean?
Do you have a back thing? Do you have a back bling?
Yeah, I have a Supreme Shell.
You have been very vocal throughout
Oh, never mind. I thought I saw you.
in terms of what our country's been experiencing. Let's look at the past.
I have an Aquaman skin.
What has been the hardest thing for you to do?
No. Because it's boring. That's what gets us into fights. It's not different. No. It just looks different, but it's not. Huh? What?
I'm still bug testing. I could never make friends on here.
Look at the what?
Any moment in time, any walk of life, we can make a difference.
So tell me in your words, what does activism
Yeah?
look like for you?
In my words, it looks like LeBron James, the biggest athlete right now,
Who is it?
speaking up and breaking the ice for everyone. And I think for the first time, people see and hear from us. So now we have white teammates, we have teammates, we have other people speaking up and realizing, okay, like this is how we go about doing this. And to me, right now, social media, athletes speaking up, entertainers speaking up, like we're trying to do more than a vote.
You said something I thought was so key because covering sports for so long, I know that.
Let me try and add this default skin so I can help her get a
Major League
win.
Baseball to talk about how they feel.
Holy.
Adam
cared
Jones
about the
did it in a very eloquent way
Oh.
early on, but there are very few that are vocal. You said you all were afraid. Why use that word and why were you afraid?
We was afraid because in 2019 there were 68 of us total, and there are 38 teams. There's 25-man roster on each team. There's a 40-man roster, which is on each team as well. And, there aren't many of us. We're outnumbered in that sense, but not always in a negative way when it comes to our teammates and our workhouses. To get to this point, you have to move a certain way. You got to be careful what you say. You can't ruffle feathers. You can't come off in any way. Much like other black entertainers, much like yourself, probably having to live your life every day. But to get to the highest level, you got to button up. You got to be seen and not heard. So baseball, like I said, it was time for us to try and speak up and make a difference and show it's okay to do so because we can't be quiet any longer.
That is a button up, be quiet, be seen but not heard. That is an expression that a lot of Black folks can relate to in whatever aspect of professionalism that they experience, especially if they don't work for themselves. They just feel that. That is also a socialization that we have as Black folks, especially like you said, if you want to get to the higher level.
I don't
And
know.
for so long, I felt it bubbling right underneath
It
the
might. He said he
surface that so
felt
many
sick.
of us who were in whatever positions we were, who had platforms, were tired of pretending or looking the other way and spending so much time making
He said he
others
felt sick.
comfortable while we were uncomfortable. Do you feel that this is the type of movement that is sustainable, or is it just for a time?
No, it takes everyone joining in on the conversation. And right now, I feel like
Huh?
more than ever,
Yeah.
that there's little things as possible to distract from this
No,
issue.
no, nothing. He just does it by himself.
Our president, Bill Epstein, holding a sign saying Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, yeah.
But now we're having those conversations as well. So I definitely think this is something, and it's not always just going to be the popular thing to do. You know, this is something.
But my friend requested someone, they accepted it, and now I joined their party.
Get that message out on the platform in that sense as a group.
Level 15 default skin.
To make it something that's not just about the election coming. Make sure
I don't know. I just what's it called? Friend request.
different areas that cover different demographics and influence different areas of
Hold on, now I don't know if it's a boy.
black baseball player.
I don't
I feel
know.
like now, like we talked about, it's
Staying on
time
Xbox.
to show people that you can use your
Yeah.
voice in this profession.
You joined my party.
Afraid. And to me, that can help someone, help a kid growing up. He can see me, he can see other guys that
Level
say,
15.
hey, this is what they're standing for. They're speaking up for these things, and it's okay to want to play baseball. It's not lame. It's not something I have to be as afraid of as I was before. So I feel like that's my role in this. I have a younger brother as well. He's 24. He also plays baseball. So I've got to lead by example. I can't just always, come up with.
Why did you join it?
Sound good on TV. When I get asked a question on, what do we need to do to make changes, I'm joining up here to make sure that I take action and get educated myself. For one, so many people, I feel like in Atlanta, they're on the move. So if you want to try to make a vote,
Hi, Miles. I'm back.
we didn't get it in the mail to the address that's in Atlanta, to my parents' house. We didn't get that in the mail until it was too late. And then from other friends and family still in Georgia right now, I hear about them being
That ducky.
get off work. You know how it is for people, let alone a black family in the city or in the suburbs trying to take care of the family and trying to provide for them. You try to get off work and then you're like, wait a minute,
Hello?
you start looking at the clock.
Hello.
Oh, this is not gonna happen. Right? So I saw
Yeah. Even though we're in Party Royale.
Because there have been all these images, specifically from Georgia, because that's such a battleground, where you see people, especially when it came to the primaries.
You invited me? Okay. I joined. Did I join you guys?
Happening for decades. It's not what you're
Okay.
saying. These examples of sending you your ballot too late, or shutting down the polls at 6 o'clock.
Okay,
people
yeah.
Still are in line. That's a real life issue. There needs to be some type of change.
I'm just gonna check something real quick.
Right now is fair, but the idea of voter suppression, do you think that is well known, especially with folks, within the generation, your generation?
I think it's known in our communities, right? I don't think it's spoke on enough. I don't think there's been enough light drawn to it. Bring it to light. Let people hear about it. Let people learn about what it looks like. And get more people to say,
I don't want to play Siphon. There's too much tryhard.
Respect this, and we can no longer make excuse. You know, we can't say they didn't warn us.
Yeah.
And everybody knows, or it feels as if everyone knows that the time is now. America's paying attention to us. We have their eyes, we have their ears.
I'm watching this.
Future, what are you most excited about in terms of seeing the change?
I'm excited about how fast the word is traveling. The word is being spread right now. The biggest athletes, the biggest icons, biggest entertainers are doing their part. But I'm also seeing people out there on the streets doing their part. You know, when so many things got lost.
I think this person is actually a noob.
Commotion when it came to protests.
Get first
We saw
win.
rioting, we saw looting. People still stood their ground. People still went out there and said, look, we're doing this for the right reasons.
Right here.
Use drones, use social medias. I feel like this is a new wave of getting things done the right way and just spreading it.
You're right about that, and you're right. People are spreading the word.
Send me a screenshot.
We out here. We doubling down. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Right.
No.
Family member, if you will, former colleague, NBA great, sports analyst, philanthropist. He does it all. He's here to give us his time and his platform to talk about something that is so
Doesn't say.
voting. Everybody, welcome Jalen Rose to We the People. Talk to me about how important it is for the people who know you and love you and look up to you. Why is it so important that you use your platform to talk about voting?
Initially, we have to get past
Week
the
9.
stigma of the mental systemic
Maya.
racism that comes with the presidential race,
No,
governors,
they're not.
mayors, senators, judges. We've been
I can check right now, they're
conditioned
not.
to believe that our vote does not matter. So usually when we looked up at all of those races and people that were running, not only did they not look like us, we didn't believe they were there to represent our best interests. So therefore, as a collective, we didn't mobilize until Barack Obama, and we felt a sense of hope that finally,
Haha. This is what you
something
get for
that we
not
felt
trying to
would
be
never
my
happen in our
friend.
lifetime. And I remember being at the inauguration in 2008.
Not
I
you
made
guys.
sure I was there. And
Dark
we voted
bomber.
in 2016.
Cause
We didn't vote,
I'm
vote.
masking. I'm
so many people try
fade
to make
skin.
this political. This is not
And
political.
we
Me telling somebody to
and
vote
we're
is
both
like telling
purple.
somebody to pay taxes. So that's one, getting over the stigma of nobody is going to represent our best interest. And then number two, the reality is that the person that gets the most votes doesn't necessarily win the presidency. That's uncomfortable.
No,
right
don't
there.
leave.
Because that's actually what
I
took
always
place in
get it.
2016.
Everybody
The
leaves.
Electoral College chose the president. And if you put all of
Why
their
you guys
pictures up,
leave me?
I'm pretty sure they look a lot
I didn't.
like each other.
I'm sure that someone invited me.
It's,
How about
well,
that?
why you
And then
doing
the
it?
third thing, especially in urban environments, oh man, they create barriers for us, Carrie. It's like you got to jump over the fence, you got to run past the dog, you got to jump on the hood of the car. The lines is 5 hours long. You get up to the poll and they don't work. Elderly people working in the city, but they got the young people who understand technology working in the suburbs. So those are a few things that I hope that we can do and mobilize. And shout to LeBron and his team. Shout to you and everybody involved. We will make a difference.
Well, let's talk about more than a vote. There is a black collective of athletes, of artists coming together and saying voter suppression is a real deal, especially in the black community. You just talked about, I got to work, so I can't go vote. And then when we do get in the booth, just in case we don't have to work, do we know who we're voting for? Not only do we have to vote, we got to be educated. And it's not always even about the man who's in office or the woman who's in office for president. It's about your local elections. It's about the people who are your DAs, your state DAs, like the people who actually make change in your community who will change police brutality, who will make sure that your community is taken care of, who will defund police and hope that they can help you in stopping police brutality. So talk to me about why you decided to be a part of More Than a Vote and what it actually means.
Well, it means a lot to be involved with such an impressive collective as you mentioned. And I've said this multiple times.
Party moving in
Someone
15
invited
minutes.
me. Hmm.
Yeah. I do. I want to play creative.
No. Here, all of us
How
want to
about
play
this?
something
Squads first, then creative. How about that? Please.
Dude, a bunch of people are sending me a friend request. Like a bunch of random people. No, no.
Me?
I guess.
Cause I was about to say I'm a psycho bandit.
Nuh-uh.
Fine. Join me.
You just want me to join you.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to let you do. Join me. You know what? Then I'm just join Matt Sports thing. If I could. He's on creative. Or I can just join by myself. And I could just leave.
Hello?
But you were just playing with me. Great, now I have a non-unfriend.
I'm not playing for it.
Great, now I have a non-unfriend that hates controller players. And he's a controller player. Can I? I'm joining Party Royale with him. He has a whole lot of people. I'm breaking my back. Put it down, Jackson. I mean, Baden.
Are we gonna play or not? Cause I'm getting bored.
That's a little game.
Oh, that kid wants to put on that skin, huh? That kid wants to put on that skin, huh? You know the kid that's wearing the Christmas coaching shirt?
No, say Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I had that too. No, wait. I think it was a better one.
I'm going to the stage.
Wait, did you get PlayStation?
Yeah.
We all play
I have another
PlayStation,
PlayStation.
you dumb.
He invited me. I'm gonna do that. Yes. Right back.
There's a whole lot of people there. Damn, it's still going? How long is it?
Now, what happens with that breakthrough is the next step. You're going to look down at your email, Carrie. You're going to see all of these companies. telling you how they're gonna work on their diversity, how they're looking themselves in the mirror.
Kids look like a tryhard, right?
Just like in
That's
sports,
sick.
right? Look on the field, on the court, all those black players.
Oh,
You do have it.
The further you get up, it's like altitude.
but I'm
I
not
have one
going
too.
above.
Thinner and thinner. And so, a lot of people talk
But I don't know I don't know why you don't wear it.
people, it's not broken, it was built this way.
Yeah.
And one of our ways to help
No, it's not.
is to vote. So that's why more than the vote,
He's gonna think you're doo doo.
so we can make sure everybody participates,
Not me.
gives themselves an opportunity to let their voice be heard.
Hold up.
The blank
Wait, let me join you. Wait, you didn't invite me.
If they're athletes and entertainers,
Well, I'm just joining.
been the only avenue.
What game?
Wait, does he have a mic? I'm inviting to the
duh.
chat party. Hmm.
What is this? WWE 2020? The worst year of the day? Ooh, I got a lot of snacks. I'm staying hydrated.
Oh, he has a mic.
Huh? Yeah, I finished the other one. Yeah, I did.
Hello?
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 Hello? Hello? Wait,
Who is that?
it's me. Yes. Whoa! Bro! Bro, they finally
Let's go to the orchard.
Finally, they finally put the Summer Legends pack here. Yeah, they got on Peely. They have somewhere what her name is.
Orchard. No, let's go Frenzy. No. Yeah, Frenzy. There's too much people.
I'm gonna get Kitten.
I'm coming.
Hey.
They're at 1 HP and make throw you a mini. Dude, Jackson, if you die. Crash him! I'm throwing you a mini!
War.
You were actually at 1 HP. No one steal this barn. It's mine. Mine. Get the mini there too. Ooh, there's shit over here. I need to get to the action, dude. What? Where is this shooting coming from? Do you hear that shooting? It's like it's under us. It was under us.
Jonesy. Agent Jonesy.
Oh. Dude, that was actually freaking me out. Like, that was like a hacker. Like I was in a hacker's game underground, and then he was underground. Yes. The other guy. Oh, is he in game chat? Oh, he left. Why? Why did he leave? Why did he leave?
Y'all
Puppy. No, Guppy. Alright, one more mini.
Comment and below talkies. Okay, guys? Because everybody's eating talkies. Even me. Hello. This always happens. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Peace and